Jeff Beck Original Album Classics, a 5 CD set I got from the Oxfam Music and Bookshop in Beaconsfield for £10. I was browsing in the Oxfam Book and Music Shop in Beaconsfield looking for albums to talk about, and I found this box set. It was just what I was looking for. I took it to the checkout and the lady on the till asked me why she should have heard of Jeff Beck. I told her he was a famous guitarist that had played in a 60s band called the Yardbirds, which had had a number of hit singles. He left the Yardbirds and had a big hit single with the song Hi Ho Silver Lining, which unusually he sang on. He then made 2 albums which featured Rod Stewart singing, and then he made the 5 albums in this box set, 2 of which were massive selling classics. He later played rockabilly with Imelda May and classical pieces like Ness and Dorma. But I told the Oxfam lady the reason he had recently been in the news was because he had just died. The Oxfam lady suggested I might be a bit obsessed. The first album in the box set is generic early 70s soul blues rock, with a singer trying hard to be Stevie Wonder, and much less guitar than you would have expected on a Jeff Beck album. But at least there was no Rod Stewart. The second album covers the same ground but is somehow brighter and livelier, with a much more satisfying level of lead guitar content. Then comes the big one, an album called Blow by Blow. It was produced by George Martin, famous for his work with the Beatles. It is entirely instrumental apart from a voice box. It is very funky. Snappy rattle bass, choppy clavinet and all kinds of other keys. It is very energetic and melodic. There is a cover of the Beatles song She's a Woman, and this is the one on which Jeff Beck plays a voice box, and it was played quite a lot on the radio at the time. The next album is called Wired. It is similar to Blow by Blow. It contains a track that you will see Jeff Beck playing on some of his later performances that were filmed and are available to stream. I have watched many of these clips of Jeff Beck where he controls a single note with his whammy bar and volume and tone controls, and I am amazed that he can do all that in such a small space of time where I would find it hard to even guarantee to hit the right string. I was surprised to find that I preferred the final CD, with Jeff Beck guesting with the Jan Hammer Band. There are times where he really lets go with some exciting Hendrix-esque dissonant noise, and some blistering runs on a track that sounds very much like the Mahavishnu Orchestra. I was never a fan of jazz funk, but this album is much more rocky. Jeff Beck, Original Album Classics.